Boiler not working, system blocked. Today we're doing a Magnacleanse. I've got there, and it's on an alpha boiler. And this alpha boiler has been giving up a fault code of 73, which is, if we have a look in the book, fault code 73 is poor system circulation or blockage. So it's got poor circulation or blockage, and if we have a look at this, I'll just show you the filter on this. So it has got a filter fitted. You can see it's really mucky. So whoever installed this boiler, possibly they didn't flush the system when they were installed it. What they probably did, and I'm just guessing, but what they probably did was just put a filter on. So what we're going to do, we're just doing a Magnacleanse on this, as I've said already. I'll show you how to do this Magnacleanse, and then after the Magnacleanse we're also going to do a flush on it. So if you have a look at my video, one of my last videos, how to flush radiators or something like that, that'll show you how to do the mains flush side of it. So let's have a look at this Magnacleanse now. Before I've started to do the flush on this, I've actually done a water sample with the Adey Procheck, and it failed. So it failed the test on the Adey Procheck. I've connected the Magnacleanse onto the system here. What was happening with the boiler, it was only going up to about 45, and then it was cutting out, and it was giving a 73 fault code, and that tells you about the poor circulation or blockage. So we've removed the old filter, and I've connected the adapter into here that you get with the Magnacleanse, and then we can just put all those chemicals then into the Magnacleanse. And I've just used F3 on this. I've used 4 tubs of F3 because 2 tubs of F3 is classed as F5. So if you have a look at the radiators here, I've removed all the TRVs. And one thing to point out as well, these radiators are all new radiators. So people that say that new radiators don't need flushing, well, that's incorrect. Also, the lock shield, I've fully opened all the lock shields on it. And as I say, all these radiators are new radiators. So I've removed TRV off that one as well, thermostatic radiator valve. And it's only a really small system, this. Got another radiator here, again just a new radiator, and this one wasn't working very well at all. And then we've got another radiator here, again it's another new radiator. All the system is new, so it's got 4 radiators. Excuse me. It's got 4 radiators and then a towel rail. And this towel rail in here, this didn't come on at all. It didn't work at all, this one. So hopefully we'll get this one working. At the moment, what we're doing with this Magnacleanse is, I've put quite a lot of chemicals in. I've used F3, so most people will know that 2 lots of F3 is classed as F5, which is power flush chemicals. This is a small system, but I've used 4 of these tubs. The boiler were locking out, continually locking out. It was locking out on heating. It was also locking out on hot water when you run the hot tap. But now, if we have a look on here now, if we run this hot tap now, the chemicals have been in for a while. And before, this would just lock out. It'd go to the 73 code, because it was just saying poor circulation. So obviously there were an issue with blockage, but you can see we're mucking it. If you haven't done so already, please put a thumbs up on video, and please add a comment below. Really helps with the video. So it's running now, is the hot water. We've got us Magnacleanse on. We've got our chemicals going in, and it's no longer overheating. So what we know now, we know that we've made a difference to this system already, and we know that the system was sludged up. And what I'll do afterwards, I'm going to use the Adey Procheck, and we'll put some inhibitor in. We'll use the Adey Procheck, and we'll make sure that it passes the Adey Procheck. We'll put inhibitor in, etc. Make sure it passes Adey Procheck. And bearing in mind, it is Sunday today, so yeah, me and Luke working again. How are we, Luke?
Yeah.
On a Sunday. People shouldn't have to work on Sundays. And this is just an example of why sometimes it's worth paying a bit more to get a good quality boiler installed, and then you don't pay more in the long run. And now I'm trying to get as much of the chemicals out as possible, so I'm going to flush this now. So I've got the filling loop partially open, and the boiler's working. It's up to pressure there, look, you see, I've got up to nearly 2 bar, and I've opened the drain off on the Magnacleanse. Just open that a bit more, and then that'll drop the pressure down a little bit on boiler. See, it's just gone down ever so slightly there. So with the filling loop open, we've got cold mains going to this pipe here, and that's going back into the boiler on the return. And then obviously we're flushing it out on the filter, on the Magnacleanse, on the tube, on the hose. So I'm just going to open this a bit more, this flow for the cold. Just keep an eye on the pressure, continually keep an eye on the pressure, and then just open the drain off a little bit more. Just try and balance this, but what we don't want to happen is we don't want the boiler to go to lockout, so you do need to be a little bit careful how you do this. We can see the boiler staying on now, and we need to get as much as these chemicals out as we possibly can. So I'll continually flush this and do a mains flush after. I'll go over the full flushing at the end on the board at home, but I'm just washing the O-ring now for the filter. I'm going to put some silicone grease on the O-ring, all around the O-ring, just to makes it, I find it makes it easier. And also I'm going to put it on the threads to make it a bit easier. Sometimes they cross threads, so you've got to be careful. And then also I'm going to put it on the lid as well, so it's just easier to screw on and off. So we've cleaned that system now, and afterwards we've done a test. We did the Adey Procheck to prove that we flushed it correctly. I'm going to do a diagram on this board here just to show you the Magnacleanse and what we're trying to achieve when we're doing a Magnacleanse. One thing I wanted to point out, I'm going to do a live Q&A if you like, or I think I'm going to probably do that on Sunday. People's asked for Sunday, and I might do that about 7 o'clock on Sunday. If you have a look in the community section, I'll put an update on that. And what that's about is where we go forward with this channel, what you guys want me to do, and what we can do together as well, and if I can do anything to help any of you guys as well. Also, I want to ask you some questions about the join button. So there's a button where you can click on join, and you pay to join to do that. And I wanted to know if you'd want to pay to do that. And the idea I've got is that all the money from that would be donated to candlelighters, to just giving charity. So it may be that we did that and we paid, you know, £1.99 a month or £2.99 a month or whatever it was, but all that money gets donated. But from that, then we'd also have a little section where I could make the videos just to members. So if we wanted some videos that we really wanted to do real technical stuff, we might want to put some stuff in there, but please put some comments below and let me know about that. What I'll do now is I'll show you this Magnacleanse and what we've done on this job. I mean, this job now is really, really good. before when they run the hot water, it came on, went hot, went off. That was it. It wouldn't work. And same with the heating. The heating came on. It came on up to about 40 degrees, and then it just went off. But then we've put chemicals in, and then we flushed it out, and now it's working great, and customers really happy. So I'll just show you what we're doing when we're doing a Magnacleanse. If you imagine on that system we had 4 radiators. Oh, one thing to point out as well, a lot of people say instead of doing a flush and just change the radiators. Well, that's great, change radiators and you will get a lot of the sludge out, but that will not flush the system, because one, new radiators need flushing. So if you go to a new build estate that's a year or 2 year old and you do a water sample, there's a very good chance that water sample will fail. And that's because a lot of the time, or the ones I've been to for sure, they do not flush them, and ends up being orange water. So that's obviously not good for the system, it's not good for the boiler. So that's just one thing to point out. You still need to flush the system. No matter what you do, you need to flush the system. So yeah, I'll just get back to this. So we'll put us 4 radiators on here. I'm not the best at drawing, so please bear with me. That drawing was absolutely shocking. I had to redraw it. I do apologise for background noise here. Somebody outside cutting some trees, so I can't avoid that, unfortunately. So just to explain what we've done, we've got us boiler, and what we're trying to do, we're trying to flush the system out. Just move that over there a little bit. With this particular job, we only had 4 radiators and we had 1 towel rail. So all we've done is we've put us Magnacleanse on, we've put it on return, we've connected it into the filter. The filter was already on. As we've seen on the filter, see the filter here, you can see that were really mucky, so system definitely needed cleaning out. It were having a fault codes, poor circulation, blocked. So as I said, first of all, what I thought it was just because the lock seals were down, or the TRVs were down, because the system was new. But the towel rail were fully open, so it couldn't have been because of that. So I thought, well, I'm gonna have to put chemicals in, I'm gonna have to flush it, because if I can avoid charging customers, then I will do. You know, as a job that I went to yesterday, which I'm gonna do, I'll do a video for. I went to a job where it was a power flush job, but it didn't need a power flush. It was something else that was at fault, and that job was a very expensive job, and it turned into a really cheap job for customer. So I will always go and give honest advice to customer regardless. Anyway, getting back to this. So all we've done, when we do Magnacleanse, we've put us chemicals in, we've got us Magnacleanse here, we've got it on return pipe work back to boiler, and then we're letting the chemicals circulate. And then all we need to do, so what I would do, first of all, I'd leave all the radiators open and let them chemicals circulate for maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on how bad the system is. Leave that to circulate round, and then what I'd do is, the ones that are the hottest, I'd turn off. So maybe first, all these radiators to start with here, I'd start turning them off. So turn your first one off, turn your second one off, turn your third one off, and then maybe just leave these last 2 working, and then let the chemicals circulate around all this, and then maybe just turn the 4th one off and just let the chemicals go around the last one. So you're getting the full force then of the pump from the boiler, and it's going round that radiator. You might want to leave it so you've got two open. Depends on system really. And then once you know that you've got these working, once you know that these are really good, then you can then open next one and go back and close one of the previous ones off. And just the same across the system. So open the next one, close the previous one, open the next one, close the previous one, and then you're letting all the chemicals go around the system. And once you've cleaned all that, so now you know it's all working perfect, all systems getting warm, it's really, really good, then what I would do is always leave it working then for a while to make sure that you've definitely cleaned it good. You could also look with thermal imaging camera if you've got one, and you can see if this part of it, if that part of it's clear. But then what's the most important thing then is you need to get all that muck out of the system. So then if we go back to the video that I did, my previous video on flushing, and I'll put a link in this video here, and you can just mains flush it then. So a lot of people think that you'll just do a Magnacleanse, you just put your filter on, and then it'll just get all muck out. Well, it might get a lot of the sludge out, but it might not clean the system very well. So you do need to make sure that you do a mains flush afterwards and get all the muck out, get as much of the muck out of the system as possible. Yeah, I hope I haven't babbled on too much with this, and I hope I've made it so you understand. I do try my best with these videos. If you've got any comments, if you've got any questions, please ask them below. And as I've said, I'm going to do that live. We'll do that live thing on probably Sunday. And that'll be a chance for you guys and girls to tell me what you want and what we can do to improve this channel, what we can do to help you. Yeah, so this channel for me is about all of us. It's not about me, it's not just about me, it's not just about the charity, and it's not just about you guys, it's about all of us working together to build a good channel, help give back, so raise money for charity. My charity will always be the Candlelighters, so that's always going to be a charity that I am going to want to support. I will help and support other charities as well, which we did do recently. We did an install for somebody else. We didn't video it or out like that, but we did do. We installed a Worcester Bosch. We installed an unvented cylinder, and that was for a different charity. So I'm happy to do things as well for other charities. It doesn't need to come on camera. We don't need to video it or all like that. And then obviously it's to help you guys as well. So it's just, for me, it's a community where we can all just help each other. As I say, if you've got any questions, please put them below. Any suggestions for videos, etc. Thanks for watching. I just thought I'd show you the actual test results. So this is from the Adey Procheck, and it just says pass, pass and pass. So that we know the inhibitor level is okay, corrosion level is okay, and the pH is okay, and overall pass.